2021 has become the summer of the space race, with two private companies competing to be first. More than a century earlier, two Ohio brothers were working on ideas to simply get off the ground. And just down the road from where the Wright brothers tinkered with airplane prototypes in their Dayton bike shop, the Buckeye State continues to live up to its name as the birthplace of aviation. And tonight, our Kevin Berry takes us to Springfield, Ohio, one of the few places in the country where companies are coming to experiment and create their own flying vehicles of the future.
If this flying craft looks like a person-sized toy, the company that makes it admits you're not far off.
We make a personal aerial vehicle. This is a very small aircraft. People say it's like they're sitting in and flying a drone.
Kevin Rostaghi's company, Lyft, is already producing this aircraft. Eventually, we might use these to make short trips to the store, but right now, they're making them for first responders to save our lives.
So you could see any paramedic or EMT would be able to respond immediately to an accident site.
But figuring out how these aircraft, unmanned vehicles, or eventually something like a flying car can navigate the skies is a long process. And yet, Tom FRANZEN says we're so close.
The technology's here. I think it's really more of the legal framework, the airspace approvals, and the FAA guidance that will have to catch up that makes it something we'll see every day.
Tom oversees economic development in the city of Springfield, which is why he's happy Drive Ohio went there to lay the early groundwork for private companies.
The key to that is making sure the ground and air are working together.
Luke Stedke says Drive and FlyOhio is cutting through the red tape, making Springfield-Beckley Municipal Airport a testing ground. The state already has special permission from the FAA to fly unmanned and experimental aircraft here up to 10,000 feet into the air and for 225 square miles, so companies can refine their technology. Because it won't be long before shipping and transportation happens in the air a lot more.
I think it's important for the companies that are trying to prove out their product, right?
In the middle of the airfield, it's the people inside the SkyVision truck that are the connection between unmanned flights and more traditional aircraft, making sure they can fly safely right next to active runways for when unmanned flight is much more common. Much of this work started with ties to the Department of Defense, but Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Dan KIMBALL says the technology will eventually touch all of our lives.
Oh, the commercial side is driving this just as much as the military. Think about all these unmanned drone delivery systems. Amazon, Kroger, any type of things where you can unman deliver something is going to be a huge asset for the commercial industry.
This spring, Ohio joined NASA's campaign to spark innovative ways to move things and people through the air. But long before NASA, real progress was already being made in Springfield.
So what we're looking at is a superstructure for a vertiport and charging station, and this one is being developed by Beta Technologies.
Compared to the rest of the nation, ELAINE Bryant with the Dayton Development Coalition says Ohio is already leading the way.
No other state has got it together in terms of that collaborative environment like Ohio does.
But the next race worth winning is to be the place where companies like Lyft come to mass produce their vehicles.
After the research and development and testing, you can go to prototyping and then to manufacturing, and think Ohio really provides that complete solution.
It would be an economic boom for the region and the entire state.
You look at the traffic and everybody's stuck on this very, very expensive road, right? It would cost billions of dollars to make and years and all sorts of greenhouse emissions to build. And then you look up at the sky and you see nothing. Totally open skies.
Because those skies aren't the limit. They're just what's next. In Springfield, I'm Kevin Berry, News 5.